Chef Stephen Jayson, who is our VP and Executive Corporate Chef for all of Universal.
Hi. Hi, everybody. I see so many familiar faces in the room. I did it like last week, or whether it was The Simpsons or the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, or so many different things, Añejitos just recently. But it's all about Mardi Gras tonight. I hope you guys already got a nice tour and saw all the wonderful floats and all the things that are happening here. You know, we have a great lineup of entertainment. It's going to go on for the next for a little bit of time here with some great Mardi Gras. So I'm glad you all were able to join us today. And of course, my job is a little bit to talk about the food. That's what we do here at Universal, or at least that's what I do at Universal, responsible for the food that we serve. And we have a wonderful buffet for you all to try, and it features everything that we are doing out there in our Mardi Gras. So, you know, just to go around the table, and this is all for you to take some photographs of, some videos of, whatever you want, and then, of course, to eat and enjoy. We have a beautiful dining room across the hallway to all go take some food, go on over, sit down, mingle a little bit, talk a little bit, and enjoy some of the food. Including our Jambalaya, which if you go on YouTube, you'll probably see a video of me that I made it on there, and that's up there. And that's the Jambalaya we serve here, along with some beautiful andouille sausage that we bring in direct from a sausage maker in New Orleans. We have our Muffuletta over here in the corner, and we made a couple of real big ones and cut them up in some nice small pieces for you all so you can sample. Couldn't have a Mardi Gras, I don't think, without a shrimp poor boy, which is right behind this young lady over here. Those heat lamps on it, so you might want to give a try that. And of course, gumbo. And our gumbo is a version that includes a little bit of shrimp, a little bit of chicken, a little bit of also andouille sausage, in a nice brown roux, really cooked down and simmered, and lots of great vegetables in it, and a nice rich flavor. And then back, if you got a sweet tooth, back over there behind most of you back there in the corner, we've got a number of sweets to enjoy, including some pralines, king cake, of course, and then we've got some nice warm beignets and some cheesecakes that we did with a kind of a Mardi Gras kind of theme to them, topped off with some pralines and some nice colors there that represent the Mardi Gras. So, and then some small dessert shots, which are very popular now, and with a little bit of crushed praline on top of them. So a lot of wonderful food. All these different things are featured through the Mardi Gras. And even our, like for example, down at the front of the park where we have our Beverly Hills Boulangerie pastry shop, we have king cake in there from now until Mardi Gras is over here. And then sometimes we're running some specials in restaurants like Lombard's Landing here, doing a blackened dish or something like that, also to kind of continue to promote Mardi Gras. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Does anybody have any? You want to do questions now, or?
We're going to do just a group Q&A now, and then afterwards we have this room and the other room to enjoy the cuisine, and then Jimmy will be facilitating any one-off interviews with Chef Jayson, and we'll be here till about 6:45, so we can definitely take our time. Does anybody have any questions right now for Chef Jayson?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember last year you said you redid some of the menu items. Did you recreate the items this year, or?
Some of them we leave very traditional because we find that that's what our guests are really wanting to have, and that's what they're looking for. Sometimes in the full-service restaurants is where we may try to do a little something unique or a little bit more, I don't want to use the word eclectic, but just a little something trendy. But the dishes that we have in Mardi Gras are pretty much similar. I want to say we found a new sausage maker this year where we thought he had a better sausage. But in general, they're the traditional dishes that we have. You know, we're always trying to do them a little bit better than we have, but I think the flavors are pretty darn good. Yes. Anything else? Yes.
So when you're selecting a new sausage, for instance,
I'm sorry?
When you're selecting a new sausage, like you said, you found a new sausage this year. Does that mean that you're going to like New Orleans and sampling a lot of things, or?
I don't have enough time to go to New Orleans as much as I'd like to go there once in a great while, and I do get there once in a great while. But with all of what we got going on around here right now, it's kind of hard to get away. But we just, you know, we can bring in anything. You know, if I request samples, I can pretty much get whatever I want. You know, I reach out to our vendors that specialize in that type of stuff, and I'll talk with chefs, you know, in the industry that I know, you know, down in that part of the woods, so to speak, and get some insight from them. and then make some phone, have my buyers make some phone calls, and we'll put our hands on some of these things. We'll get them sent in. We'll give them a try, and we'll make decisions from that. Yeah. Yes. Anything else?
Questions?
Is there a must-try dish if somebody's coming in, don't have a lot of stomach space, something that they absolutely have to try?
Oh my goodness. There's so many good things. I think must try. Well, I think I'm partial to gumbo. I think our gumbo is very good. I think gumbo is a very symbolic kind of dish. Jambalaya and gumbo are the two, I think, main dishes that I think are real symbolic of what New Orleans and what Mardi Gras represents. So I think those are the dishes to go with, or a combination of a poor boy and a bowl of gumbo would be a good combination. Those are the things. And then if you get that sweet tooth, beignets, you can't go wrong with warm beignets. They're delicious. Kind of like you can eat a dozen of them things without blinking your eyes and go, oh my God, what happened here? Anything else?
I know seafood is really common in Cajun food. What menu items do you have that have no seafood?
What menu items do we have that doesn't have seafood?
Yeah, just for Mardi Gras.
Seafood. Okay, well, of course the Muffuletta sandwich doesn't have seafood. The andouille sausage that we do on a bun like a sandwich or on a plate with some grilled peppers and onions, of course, doesn't have any seafood. But the gumbo and the jambalaya do have seafood. The sweets, of course, don't. At least not the last time I checked. I think it's the gumbo and the jambalaya are really the two that have the seafood, and the poor boy. Excuse me, the poor boy. But poor boys can be made with anything. We chose to make shrimp poor boys because those seem to be the most requested and the most popular. But a poor boy can pretty much be made with anything. But we elected to make them with shrimp, and it's very popular. But like I said, the andouille sausage, the muffuletta, they're good examples of dishes that that don't have. And then if you come into Lombards, we might be running a special where it's not like a blackened ribeye or something like that. Don't quote me on that because we just our chefs in our full service restaurants, I give them some freedom to kind of create some dishes all along the way, and through Mardi Gras they may look at doing some special dishes, and all depends on what's in season, what's available, what they might want to play around with. So they might want them doing a seafood dish. Of course, black and red fish is a very, very popular New Orleans fish dish because red fish is so abundant there. Over here in Florida, we like to work with grouper and mahi and red snapper and seafoods like that. But and you can do blackening with that equally. But that's kind of where we're at.
Any additional questions?
Of course, you talk about the authenticity of a lot of these recipes. Is there anything that may be different that somebody might notice if they are from the area or within?
No, I mean, cooking in itself is I like to say cooking is kind of personal and baking is formulas. I mean, when you bake, it's a formula. If you don't follow that formula, the bread doesn't bake up right, or the cake doesn't come out right. But when you're cooking and you're making a gumbo or a jambalaya, it's all about a reflection of either you or who you work with or where you are. So in jambalayas and gumbos are especially two dishes and etouffees are where you're going to work with ingredients that are either indigenous to where you're at, or or just representative of what you want it to be. I mean, you can make a jambalaya with wild game, all right? And I'm sure if you go into certain parts of that part of the country, you go up into Louisiana, and of course they're working with redfish because they're so abundant. They're working with shrimps because they're getting them out of the Gulf there, and poultry that they're raising on farms and things like that. Henceforth, that works its way into the dishes. And of course, that cuisine has its French roots too. And with French cooking, a lot of these ingredients appear in French cooking. So that's kind of how it really works. So. A jambalaya could be whatever you want it to be, as a gumbo almost could too. You can make a gumbo with with wild game in it, or strictly a seafood gumbo, or a meat gumbo, or even a meatless type of a gumbo. Just a good hearty vegetable type of gumbo.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Sorry.